My husband and I took a class in Paris on appetizers and how to entertain in the French style. At the end of the 3-hour class and 8 appetizers later, we were both exhausted. Although we learned a lot, I'll stick with my Salmon Supreme spread. Easy, versatile, and it comes together quickly. To make my Salmon Supreme mousse, you'll need a 6-ounce piece of salmon. You'll also need whipped cream cheese, sour cream, and mayonnaise, proportions to be determined. You'll need some salt, some herbs of Provence, a tablespoon of chopped shallot, a tablespoon of chopped fresh dill, and a pat of butter for roasting your salmon. You'll also need a blender to bring it all together. Your first step is to preheat your oven to 400 degrees. And now let's prepare our salmon to be roasted. I've blotted it dry. I'm adding a generous sprinkling of salt and that pat of butter. And now the salmon goes in the oven for about 15 minutes. The salmon has been roasting for about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on your stove. And now it's time to, just with a fork, just flake it. And then we're going to transfer it into the blender. It's easy if you just lift up your parchment paper and dump. Once you've transferred your salmon into your blender, I'm going to just use a little squirt of lemon, not a lot. And now I'm going to start adding our seasoning. Herbs of Provence, shallot, fresh dill, some salt, not all the salt. This is going to have to be tasted for seasoning later. Portions. I'm going to say this is about a third of a cup of cream cheese. And I'm going to save this container because I'm going to put some of the salmon mixture back into that container, which is going to be delicious on a bagel. I'm going to use about a quarter of a cup of sour cream and probably about 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. And this is where I'm going to start. I'm kind of poking this around. It's very, very thick. So if it's too thick, dilute it with a little bit of milk. I just tasted it, and I'm going to adjust the seasoning just a little bit. I'm going to add just a little bit more lemon. It needs just a little bit of acid and just a wee bit more of salt. Once your mousse is completely smooth and blended together, pour it into I'm using a ramekin, which I'll cover with plastic and refrigerate until it's ready to serve. And with the rest of the remaining mousse, I'm pouring it back into our cream cheese container, which will be absolutely delicious on a bagel in the morning. Our favorite wine to serve with salmon or any seafood is a beautiful Sancerre from France. Sancerre is an appellation of the Upper Loire Valley. It's made from Sauvignon Blanc grapes, offering strong minerality and citrus notes. The cost of a good Sancerre will be $25 and up, but there are many good choices between $25 and $30. Sancerre has the acidity to cut through the fat in the salmon, making this a lovely pairing with this salmon mousse. My Salmon Supreme mousse, served on toasted baguettes or crackers, along with a glass of Sancerre wine, is always a favorite.